What's up, fantasy champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now, with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up, everybody? Well, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. It is the Spotlight Raiders Talk live show, and we are live here from the Las Vegas Raiders locker room. Y'all see it, man. Your boy is live to talk about training camp and talk about everything that has been going on. I am your host, Darion of the Spotlight Raiders Talk. We are live and we are lit, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing this afternoon? How y'all doing this afternoon? It is Friday, August 6th, 2021, and we have a lot to go over today. So make sure y'all here for the live stream, and we're going to open up the phone lines real soon. You do not want to miss that at all. So I want to make sure I go through the chat and shout out everybody. So shout out to Swin Raider. Swin Raider says, it's a blessing to see you back, Spotlight. May God continue to heal you. Go Raiders. Thank you so much, brother. Really do appreciate that. Knock Andrew, what's going on, Knock? Miguel Ruiz, what's going on? I know y'all said y'all was waiting on me. It's all good. You know I got to give my personal intro. Y'all know how I do. Justin saying what's going on. Anthony, what's good, bro? Easty Empire, what's going on? What's going on? Raider Carlos, what's going on? I can't watch it on my phone. I don't know why you can't watch it on your phone. That's weird. Same. Is he on yet? Yeah, I'm on. His government internet connection is not working. I don't have government internet connection. Y'all can't watch? I don't understand. Y'all can't watch. What's going on? I don't understand. We good now. It's fixed. Okay. Shout out to everybody. Raider Kojo, Chronicles of the Black Hole. What's going on? What's going on, Chronicles of the Black Hole? Let me see if I missed anybody. King Savage, we are lit in the building. What's up? Sam Dog, the infamous 253. So y'all are going to sign KJ Wright. It is a possibility that we can sign KJ Wright. Hopefully we can hear something. Dustin White. What's up, Dustin? What's going on? I want to make sure I see everybody up in the building. You know, we all here, man. We all here to talk Raider football, man. And we had 3 people on the podium today. We have a few news coming out as far as the stuff that we've been seeing on Twitter today. It's Friday. Hopefully the live stream is not as long as it was yesterday. It was a long live stream. A lot of callers was calling up, and it was a lot, man. It was a lot. A lot of Derek Carr haters was in the call. Bro, so Reem LALVR, he says, bro, keep up the comment about the Raiders all day, brother. All day. Thank you for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Todd Clements, what's going on? What's up? But yeah, a lot of things was going on Twitter, like scuffles and all types of stuff. So let's get into sharing this screen now. Let me get to the actual few people. Let's go to who was on Twitter first. Let's see who we're going to talk about today in training camp. A lot was going on in training camp today. Let's go to Paul Gutierrez first. Paul Gutierrez is a NFL Nation reporter. He covers the Raiders. Let's see what he had to say about training camp. So let me just add this to the stream as we can. Mr. Nick, what's going on? We didn't sign him yet. So let's go to Paul Gutierrez right now. Let's go to it and let's see what he had to say about training camp today. Let's go all the way down. I want to see a few tweets here. About Zay. Technically, he will be. He said good morning from training camp. He was at training camp. The newest Raiders defensive tackle, Gerald McCoy, getting his reps in from the Healthcare Performance Center. Let me see if we can see this video real quick. If I could pull up this video. Actually, I can't pull up the video because it's from Instagram. He said, "Fight." J.R. Jones Smith emerges from scum in Sans helmet. Oh, so we had a little altercation today, man. We had a little fighting going on the 11 on 11 for what I've seen today in training camp. That's what we saw. So, let's see what else. It's not just the combine. Shirts and underwear. This is a grown man football. Zay Jones, who likes the Raiders, speed at receiver. And then he says that Jones said John Gruden told him no good receivers wore low digits. And Jones counted with Fled Biletnikoff, number 25, and Cliff Brant's number 21. Touche. Zay Jones made change to number 7 because he wore it in high school and in college. And the number of completions when he said he could wear a single digit, he thought it was a joke. The Raiders tight end Foster Moreau says he gets a $10 fine in the tight end room whenever he's called Graphk. A lot of stuff been going on today when it comes to Twitter, man. A lot of stuff been going on. I wish all of you, the Raider Foster Moreau, how blessed he feels to play behind Darren Waller. He said Foster Moreau is most he said that this side of Ty Christensen. Then Carl Nassib was at the podium too. So a few things that was said today. Let me see if I can find any videos from today as well, because that's a big thing for me to try to find mad videos. Let me see. Let me go to Levi Edwards real quick. Who fought? It don't say who was fighting. That's the thing, Todd Clemens. It don't say who was fighting at Raiders practice. So let's see if we can find some stuff here. So this is a picture of Gerald McCoy in the silver and black, if I could pull it up. See, that's a picture of Gerald McCoy. He be wearing number 61 today. Yeah, there was a fight. Yeah, what's going on, J.A. Raider? J.A. Raider was good. Yes, it was a fight today. It definitely was a fight today. But this is a picture of Gerald McCoy wearing number 61 today for the Las Vegas Raiders. So, let me see. So Levi Edwards says rookie Nate Hobbs is continuing to impress him, make a couple of nice pass breakups in 1-on-1s. So let me see. It's just it's not really too much. Not really too much on Levi Edwards. So let's go to Vinny B. I know Vinny B be having this stuff, man. Vinny B be having all the tweets, man. Having all the tweets. So let's see what Vinny B had to say. Oh, Raiders Post. I'm surprised I'm not really following them. That's interesting. Make sure y'all follow me on Spotlight Raiders Talk as well. Make sure y'all follow me on Spotlight Raiders Talk, man. Follow me on Twitter, Spotlight Raiders Ball. Central Cali Bear, what's going on? Are fights in training camp a good thing or a bad thing? It don't say who fought. It didn't give me a actual it didn't say on there who was fighting. What's going on, Jesse? But yeah, it didn't say who was fighting. That's why I'm trying to find it on Vinny B. on Vinny B's Twitter as we speak. So it says Silver and Black says, Vinny B, I heard it was a fight broke out at training camp. Who and why did it start? Vinny said nothing big. It looked like D lineman and O line started it. Then everyone crowded around it. It was over pretty quickly. So technically the defensive line and the offensive line started the fight, but it was over pretty quickly. They broke it up. They broke it up quickly as quickly as ever. So it seemed like it wasn't that long of a, sitting there. I don't think it's a bad thing, though. I don't think fights are a bad thing. So he says, Tanner Muse continues to get first team reps in the Raiders base defense. That is something to look out for. The first scrum of Raiders training camp during 11-on-11 drills, nothing serious. It came and went about 30 seconds. So it was like a 30-second fight. It was about a 30-second fight, as they can say. 30-second fight. Yeah, I heard he ripped the helmet off. Brian Edwards is looking good. Just wish Gruden don't compare Edwards to T.O. and Moss. Let Edwards be Edwards. Facts. Yup, Taylor Muse is getting first team snaps. Derek Carr and Kenyon Drake hooked up on a long touchdown throw. This is what he said right here. I'm gonna try to make it bigger for y'all. So Derek Carr and Kenyon Drake hooked up on a long touchdown throw right up the sideline at Raiders practice. Here we go. Just a little brotherly fight. Fights are natural, especially out here in this heat. Yeah, it is. It is, though. It is. What's going on, VGK, LVR? What's going on, brother? Thank you for tuning into the chat. My job, if this is your first time ever being at the YouTube page, we do suggest that you subscribe and hit that bell button. But this one stood out to me as well by Vinny B. He said Morik and Hobbs with first team Raiders defense. That is big. That is big right now. Docs! Graphk is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Graphk Raider is in the building. But this is a big tweet from me, from Vinny B. He says Morig and Hobbs in first team snaps. What does this say about Arnett, ladies and gentlemen? What does this say about Arnett? I need to know, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to see what's going to happen with Arnett in this defense if Merrick is a safety anyway, but Hobbs is getting first team snaps. That is interesting. That is interesting to me. What is going to happen with Arnett? They're already saying that Arnett, they think, according to the athletic, according to them, saying that Arnett does not fit Gus Bradley's system. The hangover is real, bro. I know the hangover is real. That's why I didn't drink last night. That's why I did not drink last night, man. Listen, that's why I did not drink last night, brother. I didn't. It don't say Hobbs in a slot. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. So let's go back to some more tweets from Vinny B. Go back to some more tweets. Let me see. Rob Millis is making Carr earn those. I love it. Only get to elevate that play. No beef, just competitive. Here's a little video right here. If y'all want to see it, I'm gonna pull it up for y'all real quick. This is a little video with Derek Carr and some passes is being thrown. Nothing was there. Look, Derek Carr is trying to conduct, as we can see. See, he's saying, what are y'all doing? Look, Carr is trying to explain himself, man. So that's basically what we got from Vinny B when it comes to that video. Carr had to put them in their place. What's up with Waller? He was a no-show at practice. What's going on, Dominique 5? From what I'm hearing is that he has like a small injury, but it's not nothing crazy. They just don't want to hurt him going into the season. So according to Carl Nassib, he said Carl Nassib praised his teammates for their support of him coming out. It says it's been good not to have a lie when I come out and work every day. The Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib talks for the first time coming out since he's been an active game player in the NFL. We're not going to get too much into that, which I did a whole live stream about that. So make sure y'all go in and check that out. Very competitive red zone period going at it. The Raiders practice. Ron Mills and Derek Carr is talking some ish. Let's check this one out too. They talking to each other. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, I don't know who that was on that one-on-one, but that was a heck of a catch. I don't know who that was. Let me try to go back and watch that again. Let's try to go back and watch that again. I don't know who that was at wide receiver. But that's a good over back shoulder, not back shoulder, but like fade route. That was a good one. That was a good one there. I like that. Damn it, give these guys a chance to play with a real defensive coordinator. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we saw out of training camp today with Vinny B. Because I know he have a lot of videos. I know a lot of Raider Nation people have a lot of videos. So let me keep going through it and see what else do we see here at training camp. And we're going to back at that Raiders kids. The team was warming up right here. Really don't need no video for that. I'm taking Raiders questions this week for a mailbag. So basically, it wasn't really too much when it comes to on Twitter. But let's go to Raiders Wire and let's go to some other sites and see what they had to say about it. So Gerald McCoy signs is up to his signing is up to $2 million, ladies and gentlemen. Not Carl Nassib. Gerald McCoy deal is Raiders up to $2 million. Zay Jones will definitely make the team. Zay will be number 7. Zay would be number 7 for the Las Vegas Raiders. So Gerald McCoy's deal is worth up to $2 million. So they say after visiting the team earlier this week, it says the Las Vegas Raiders announced they have signed all-pro defensive tackle Gerald McCoy. Now this is a move official that we contact details via Yates of ESPN. Now, according to Yates, the deal is worth up to $2 million with 1.1 base salary. While this isn't a ton of money, but this contract does seem to indicate that McCoy could be a sizable piece of this defensive line. Now, Gerald McCoy, 1-year deal with the Raiders is up to $2 million, $150,000 to sign, and a $1.1 million base salary, and a $750,000 in-play incentives. Good veteran presence for the Raiders among their retool interior defensive line. And it says after releasing Maurice Hurst earlier in the offseason, the Raiders had a massive hole in the interior defensive line. The hope that with Solomon Thomas could win the job, but the Raiders have used him more at defensive end in training camp due to the lack of size. Now, McCoy is coming off a quad injury that he suffered in training camp with the Cowboys last season, but during his 2019 season with the Panthers, he started all 16 games and added 5 sacks. McCoy is 33 years old and can no longer play 900 or more snaps as he did with the Buccaneers earlier in his career, but the Raiders are hoping to be a useful part of their rotation at the 3 technique. So that is interesting to watch, man. That is interesting to watch. Yeah, getting KJ would definitely be badass, but I'm just waiting for it, man. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I have not heard any news yet. I have not gotten any notifications about KJ Wright. I heard from what I heard yesterday that KJ Wright will be looking at other teams before he comes back to the Raiders. I really hope that he can sign, and I really hope that the Raiders can pull this off. I really hope they can really pull this off. Zay Jones said a lot in his press conference. He was really confident about him coming in and doing that stuff there. But I am going to be taking questions real quick. So I'll be right back, y'all. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back, and I will be taking questions. All right, I had to take a quick break real quick. But yeah, so we're going to be taking questions in the chat before we have the call-in show. So let's see what's going on so far on Twitter. Also, it looks like from the Raiders, they have a new media guy, according to Paul Gutierrez. It's like they have a new media guy. So make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that like button. KJ Wright over Carl Nassib. I wouldn't say KJ Wright over Carl Nassib. I wouldn't say that just because they play two different positions. So I don't see that being Carl Nassib over KJ Wright. I can't see that. They play two different positions. So it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Roy, you really didn't miss much. We went over the press conference for Carl Nassib, Zay Jones, and Foster Moreau. So there was the three that was on here, man. The three that was on here. Raiders and Seahawks tomorrow night. Is that true? I got the hold up. Is that tomorrow night? Because I got the training camp schedule. The Raiders don't play Seattle until the 14th, y'all. There's a new media guy, Graphk. Yes, Graphk's probably the new media guy, man. Graphk's probably the new media guy. And I'm going to try to have, shout out to Graphk too, man, for having Stu on there last night. That was dope. That was dope as hell. Yes, we play next weekend, which I will be live for that. I will be live for that preseason game. Yes. Is actually Raiders still, yes. Raiders still is definitely. I'm gonna try to get him on here as well. Shout out to Graphk for giving me that connection, man. So Dick Vitale says, I think having a veteran at every level of the defense, McCoy, Hayward, KJ Wright, Yannick, and Joseph. Yes, I agree. I've been saying that since last year. That we gotta have a veteran presence. It's good to go young. But at the same time, you gotta have veteran presence at each phases of a defense. Same thing for the offense. You gotta have a veteran at each piece. That's why we brought in Jason Witten last year. Jason Witten was that veteran presence. Oh, just give me a second here. Let's go. All right. And did you hear that was a fight during Raiders practice? Yes, I did hear it was a fight during Raiders practice. The offensive line and the defensive line did start it. So when it comes to that, though, it was only like a 30-second fight. It wasn't that long. It was only a 30-second fight. If it comes down to the roster, because isn't KJ Wright more of a need at linebacker than Nassib is as a DN? I disagree with that. I mean, it's more needed. I think both of them are needed at their positions. I think they're both needed at their positions. Carl Nassib is going to make this football team. I feel as though in my heart, I feel like Carl Nassib is going to make this football team. I think he's going to make the 53-man roster. I think that's only if KJ Wright comes in, he's going to make that 53-man roster. I think so. I think Carl Nassib is needed at defensive end. I think KJ Wright is needed at linebacker. I think they both need it. I can't wait to see Skip Bayless face that Friday morning when we spank the Cowgirls. Facts. That is an absolute fact. Talk about it, bro. Talk about it. I agree. 100%. I agree. McCoy, do you think Arnett gets traded? That's a good question. If he keeps going down the slope that he's If he keeps coming down, if he keeps coming down that slope, the slippery slope, the way that he is, he might be traded, but I don't know. I really don't know if he's going to be traded or not. I really don't have no clue. I really don't know at this point. I really don't. It's a big cat hip to release Carl Nassib this season. It is. That's why I think he's going to make the team. That's why I feel like he will make the team, in my opinion. What is KJ White waiting for? He's waiting. He had other teams that was interested, so he went to go visit other teams. I don't know who those teams are, but I do know that he was waiting to see what other teams had to say. All right, so just give me 1 second here. If y'all have any questions, make sure y'all bring them questions in. Bring them questions in. All right, so all right, so here we go. So we got some more questions. We need KJ to join now. That's a fact. We do need KJ to join now. How shocked are you that Nate is one of our best corners already? I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I thought he was a solid pick for us in the draft. A lot of people didn't know about him. I knew about him playing at Illinois. I thought it was Syracuse, but it was Illinois. But I'm not surprised. He comes in with a chip on his shoulder, and he comes in with a mentality that he's ready to make first teams be on a roster and be starting in week 1. He's confident, and I love a confident corner that takes it one day at a time and he tries to learn. You think there will be Marcus Mariota package this season? Yes. I think it will be a Marcus Mariota package this season. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think so. I think it would be a package for him. He's worthy of that package. You got to put him in if he's 100% healthy. You just can't leave him as a backup. KJ will stop LJ in week 1. Talk about it, Rick Carlos. Talk. And shout out to Div Vital for the 99 super chat. He says, I also been hearing a small but noticeable change in the media because these signings of Yannick, Hayward, McCoy. Have you noticed? Yeah. Yeah. For me, I feel like that front office didn't want us to win. That's why they're leaving. I feel like the front office, we want to win now. We want to win now. Like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why people don't want us to win now. Facts. Do you see John Brown taking a big role this year, or Edwards is going to be our guy? Good question. What's going on, Tim? Tim, what's good? What's good? So, what do I think is this? And I'm going to be completely honest. Completely honest. I think it's going to be a big role for John Brown, but not as big of a role people expected. People saying that he's going to be the next Nelson Aguilar of this football team. The only way he'd be the next Aguilar of this football team if Henry Ruggs is not healthy or Brian Edwards is not healthy. And both of those guys are healthy. So I don't know if he's going to be the number 3 or the number 4. I don't know. We bought him in off free agency. And that wide receiver group is really wide open. You don't know where Hunter Renfrow going to be. Hunter Renfrow got to be the 3. He got to be the 3. But I don't know if John Brown is here to be the number 1 or take a big role. I think he's just here to win. I think he's just here to win, in my opinion. Watching the NFL Network, they showed the Raiders, and they look happy dancing. The Raiders always look good. I mean, the Raiders, they look confident. They look like they are in a winning room this year. They look like they want to win. You know what I'm saying? They look like they want to win. So Valerie said the offense has been explosive in camp so far. Edwards is going to be like Waller, a hitting gym. We got facts. Edwards is going to shock a lot of people and catch the league by surprise like Waller did in 2019. We knew about him since 2018, though. Yeah, it was a fight between the O-line and the D-line. I did see that. I think John Brown is Billy Light, even with his old teammates, than Aguilar. I agree. I have to agree with that. So, as much as what we're about to do now, once I put these headphones on, you know what happens. You know what happens when these headphones come on, right? Y'all know what happens when these headphones come on. Y'all know what happens when these headphones comes on. So we are about to open up the phone lines for y'all to call up to the show and let your voice be heard. We want your voice to be heard on the Spotlight Raiders Talk call-in show to talk about training camp and everything of that nature. So we're going to set it up right here, then and there. And we're going to get this thing rolling. Did you catch what Zay Jones said was practicing throwing a football? Could possibly be a wrinkle in the playroom for him. Carr was also talking about catching the football too. Yeah, I seen that on Derek Carr's press conference a couple days ago. I think they did that with Zay Jones in a game before. I think it was against the Saints, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of those plays. It was one of those plays that Zay Jones was actually throwing the football. So I actually seen that before. So let's get this thing rocking. If you do want to call up to the show right now. Let me get the phone number for y'all, which is 267-957-1431. If you want to call up to the show, is 267-957-1431. If you have any questions, so I got a text message from a number. He said, sorry, bro, I thought you were live and tried to call because that idiot said Carr is not clutch, driving me up the damn wall. These DC haters are an effing joke. So if you want to call up to the show, come on and call up to the show. We are waiting for you. 267-957-1431. We are waiting. If y'all have anything to say, speak your piece right now. I'm worried about the receivers. I'm not worried about the receivers at all. I don't know why I keep calling and hanging up. Let me close this and let me reopen it. Because I got the thing off. I got my do not disturb thing off. So I'm waiting. Up, here we go.
Mark SE1803.
Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darion. Who is this and where you calling from?
Hey, man, it's OG Daniel.
OG Daniel, what's going on?
Carolina, bro.
What up, brother? What's up with you? How you doing on this Friday?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. I got off work a little early. I'm just chilling. I saw you were on. I jumped on it.
Hey, man, how you feeling about training camp so far, man? How you feeling about it?
I don't know, man. You know, every year we get these reports out of training camp, and then we find out, you know, like, and I mean, everybody's talking, hyping up Zay Jones and all. And I hope he's, you know, good on the field because he's always good in training camp. But I just want to see him produce on the field. And I don't believe nothing that comes out of John Gruden's mouth anymore, man. That guy will mislead you every time.
He did, but he disappoints you. He disappoints you every time, brother.
No, he just misleads me us every time because he's trying. I think he's out there just throwing smoke for other coaches to catch.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a different demeanor with him in the press conference this year than it was in the last couple of years. And the only reason why I say that is because John Gruden in the press conferences during games, he was really like, he didn't really say much. He kept it short. He kept it sweet. And I feel like now for next season, for this season, I feel like he's like, listen, I'm going to just leave the door open. I'm going to say what I want to say about this Raiders football team. So I feel like it's a different demeanor with him when it comes to the press conference this year.
You know, you have a point. He seems a little more chill and more taking questions, answering questions. Also, his demeanor on the practice field.
Right.
You know, he's usually out there yelling and screaming and hollering. This year, he's out there taking reps.
Right.
It's like, it does seem a little different, but the team seems a little bit like everything seems different. I think he's just looking around at all the new toys he's got to play with, trying to figure out which ones are going to lead this thing.
And I like that about John Gruden, that he wants to be active. He wants to build a rapport with this team. Because, you know, like, I feel like it was like a lot of separation between the coaches and the players last year. And I feel like when it comes to John Gruden and in this team now, I feel like there's a connection there. Now we have a full, he able to see his players doing OTAs. He was able to see his players doing mini camp. Now he get to see his players doing training camp, which we didn't have none of that last year. I just feel that John Gruden, I think he feels more comfortable this year because COVID year really hurt us last year.
Oh yeah. Oh, that threw everybody off. But I mean, it seems different. But the way we've been drafting and everything else, the free agency, it's going to be different, man, in a good way, I think. You know, I see a lot of similarities of stuff in the past when we had good years, and I think that's what he's building. He's finishing up on. I think they're putting a roof on it now.
Yeah, and I think they're doing everything they can, even with the small salary cap that we have for the Raiders. Even with the small salary cap, they're still bringing in quality players. Like we looking at KJ Wright. Now we end up getting Joe McCoy on a $2 million deal, which is, you know, he only got a $750 player incentive. So you're not really breaking the bank with Joe McCoy, and you get Yannick on a deal that people probably would have paid him more to play somewhere else, but he decided to come play with us and take the cheaper route. So I think the culture, and once Gus Bradley got here, a lot of people wanted to come here because of Gus Bradley and his reputation as a defensive coordinator.
Right, and once we got Yannick, I think that got a lot of other guys' heads turning around looking towards Vegas. And you know, tax-free states do have a benefit. I mean, it is a little bit more money than you get if you played in New York. Yeah,
right.
But I don't know, man. I got a good feeling about this year. I haven't had this feeling in a long time.
Yeah, I didn't have this feeling in a long time either. Like I wasn't as excited as last year because how everything went about. But this year, I think is different from seeing highlights and seeing how they are on the field and how much work they're putting in. And now seeing these rookies like Nate Hobbs is taking first team snaps with Merrick taking first team snaps. These young guys, if Gus Bradley could get them up to speed by preseason game next week, I can't wait to see them next week in the preseason. I cannot wait.
You know what? I couldn't. You know when I got excited when they fired Paul Gunther.
Oh yes.
And when they said they were bringing in Gus Bradley, that's when I started getting real excited. And then when the draft went mostly defense, I was like, "Oh, we're on it. We're on it."
Yeah, we finally. And then I was. Everybody say this, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna be honest. I was not a big fan of Alex Leatherwood. I wasn't a big fan, but I've been hearing good things about him. So he's proving me wrong. I just wasn't a big fan.
After watching his tape, all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay. And then I see how many awards this guy got. And I was like, oh,
I thought it was real. Yeah, because I thought we was going to go defense in that first round. When I did my mock draft, I'm sitting here like, okay, I did my mock draft to get a defensive player at that spot, but I had a feeling I was not surprised to see them get an offensive tackle either. But I heard that he could play guard and he could play tackle too. So that's even making it even more better for us. That I didn't know coming into the draft. I just thought he was a right tackle and to replace Trent Brown. But if he could play guard too, that makes him a little bit more versatile.
Well, look at the whole offensive line. All of these guys play more than one spot. You need that. And if you got two offensive lines, you can do that. Look, everybody's talking about, our offensive line, we don't Rodney, we don't Gabe. Okay. How many guys went down last year? And we still balled.
Yeah.
So this offensive line is fine. And the backup line is fine. If everybody plays multiple positions, move people around, you can do that. All right, let's go. Let's go with that. We beefed up the offense a little bit more by picking up Drake. I think he's going to be a bigger weapon than people expect. In our defense, okay, we should have got Merrick in the first round, Leatherwood in the second. Who cares? They're both good picks.
I wasn't and I'm gonna be honest too. Shout out to Cali Raiders. Shout out to Central Cali Bear. He said that he remembers Spotlight not being a fan of Gus Bradley too. It's all good. The only reason why I wasn't a big fan of Gus Bradley because he came over from the Chargers, and I know his last couple of years with the Chargers due to injuries, their defense wasn't that better. I was really high on Raheem Morris as being a defensive coordinator in the connection that he had with John Gruden on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that won the Super Bowl. So I was like, okay, I see that connection. And the Falcons did not make Raheem Morris their head coach. So I thought John Gruden was going to go out and get him. But Gus Bradley, Super Bowl champion, had great defenses in Seattle, had great defenses with the Chargers. So
and Jacksonville.
And Jacksonville.
He was on that Tampa team too.
Right. I see. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was on that Tampa team as well. I just knew that he was a defensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Chargers, and the Seattle Seahawks. So I wasn't a big fan of him, but he's winning me over too. Like I said, it has to be proven to me, and he's proven that. Even Wade Phillips was one of my guys too, but Gus Bradley, I think he's going to come in and change the whole culture of this defense.
Right, but it isn't just Gus Bradley; it's his crew.
Right.
All the guys he brought with him. Oh man. These guys are serious. Okay,
no problem. So, shout out to Reese Rocky said, "Hey, Spotlight, I'm at the gym right now. Can't chop it up another day if you got time in an hour or two." Well, I'm not gonna be on here too long. It's Friday. I know people want to have their livelihood. I have a livelihood outside of doing this. This is full time to me, but I put my work in, and then I gotta be with my family this weekend. We're supposed to be going away, but I don't think that's happening. So. What plans you got? What plans you got, my guy? Which plans you got for this weekend?
Plans for the weekend?
Yeah.
Quarantine, staying away from, man, I don't know if you know where I live in South Carolina, rural South Carolina. I ain't going nowhere. That stuff's going around like crazy in this town. I'm staying home. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to try working on another video, and that's it, man.
You gotta have me come on to your channel, man. You gotta have me come on there.
I can't go live. Man, I ain't got enough subscribers to go live, bro.
Listen, even if we could do a pre-recorded show, like we could do that. We could do a pre-recorded show.
Okay, if you're willing to teach me how.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I want anybody.
Man, awesome.
Anybody wants to be a Raiders YouTuber and you need help starting, I got you. I know I've been doing this YouTube thing since 2016. And I've been doing the Raiders channel for about 3 years now. So it's a learning curve for everybody, but I'm willing to give that knowledge out to people on how to make quality videos, what's targeted. I know how to do all of that. So yeah, I'm willing to help anybody that's trying to be a Raiders YouTuber, man.
Well, see, Graphk talked me into doing this, and he's helped me. And Captain Jack Rackham has helped me. And Deadly Pegasus has helped me. And my videos that I just put out, Deadly helps me out on all that. He is awesome. I don't have IG, Dick. I don't have Instagram. I'm old. But no, I've got people helping me with stuff, but I would love to learn from you, man, how to do this sort of thing. We could do a pre-tape. I haven't even talked to anybody about that. I didn't, some of this stuff, these ideas never hit me because I don't know about, I don't know what you guys know. But no, I did a video like the day before yesterday. It was a short one, and it was just, but I had to have like Deadly Piggies did my editing for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great, man. I mean, all you guys helping me out, I appreciate it. And I'll definitely contact you again about, do I use this number to call you?
Yeah, you can always text me. You can always text this number. You can always text this number to call or call. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. It'll, cause I definitely would love to explore that whole idea you just talked about, man.
Oh, sure. Cause like what I use here is this thing called StreamYard. In StreamYard, it helps you do overlays and you could do the green screen and all that stuff. And then you could add people on, like how Graphk add people on to his show. We both use the same software. So it's a pretty simple software. So I could definitely show you how to do it. Just text me or call the phone and we'll set it up.
I just don't know what to do with it. I got it downloaded.
I got you. Don't worry about it, OG. I got you, man.
Cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
No problem, man. So let's see if we can get to some more callers, man, and hopefully we can get you up here face to face on the channel instead of calling in.
Oh, I can do that too.
Oh, awesome. So just text the number, and whenever I go live, and I send you the link, you can always pop up, man.
All right. Okay, man. I'll do that.
All right. Appreciate you calling in, OG.
Talk to you later, bro.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I forgot to tell OG. Dang, Mr. Nick, I wish I saw that comment earlier. OG, if you still are in the chat, OG, put your link in put your link of your YouTube channel in the subscription. Make sure you do that. That was OG. What's going on, LM Pro? What's going on? If y'all want to call up to the show, like I said before, if y'all want to call up to the show, 267-957-1431. The lines are open. If you do want to call up to the show, do the stadium tour. Is so worth it. I'm trying to do the stadium tour. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to at least a Raiders game. I want to get to a Raiders game in Las Vegas. It just sucks right now the way things are. I'm gonna try to get out there though. I am going to try to get out there before the regular season starts, or I get to a game, one or the other. I heard it's so dope. at the thing. You see, I'm already in the locker room. LM Pro, what's going on? Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get my microphone together. Trying to get it together. You know, I don't like it to be the way it is. So if you want to call up to the show, 267-957-1431. Let your voice be heard on the Spotlight Raiders Talk. Or if you want to bring your questions in here, bring your questions in here. We really do appreciate all the love and the support that we are getting right now. My guy, Spotlight, let's get a live fantasy football mock draft going on, fam. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. The background looks good. Thank you. Appreciate it. If you want to have a Spotlight Raiders Talk fantasy league, type number 1 in the chat. Type number 1 in the chat if you want a Spotlight Raiders Talk fantasy football league. Type number 1. Because I will set it up for y'all. And y'all have to, and I will make a group chat on Instagram. Y'all have to have an Instagram to join this league. You have to have an Instagram. Neil, you can't be a part of it because you're not a Raiders fan. Neil, you got to be a part of the Spotlight Sports Network. The Spotlight Sports Network Raiders. The Spotlight Sports Network fantasy league that I'm doing. You never play, Dick Vitale, you never play fantasy football, bro? That's crazy. You never play fantasy football? Listen, I'm going to set it up. But you got to have an Instagram. Y'all. Make sure y'all call into the show, 267-957-1431. Or if y'all want to ask me any questions on here, I'm willing to take any questions on here. I'm not going to plan on being on here too long. So it's not really too many people on today, for surprisingly. But DraftKings is for money, and I play that. I'm trying to do something if for the Raiders League, I'll probably say if you win a Raiders jersey of your choice in our league, we could do that. I want a spot for sure. 1. Absolutely. Do a live mock draft when you live so people have never seen how it works. Okay. We could do a live mock draft. I won't do it right now, but I will definitely set it up. Definitely set it up. But if y'all have any questions for me, I'm opening up the lines. Call the number. Mr. Nick, he says, if Gruden wasn't the coach, who would you guys want? That is a good one, Mr. Nick. That is a good one. I would go young, in my opinion. I would go young and get like a Sean McVay. Just because his offensive mind and how innovative he is. And he know how to bring in defensive minded coaches too. So Sean McVay would be one of my favorites to bring in to be a Raiders coach if Gruden wasn't our head coach. Sean McVay would be that. All right, so Mr. Ruiz says, will you have a better year? Who will have a better year, Edwards or Ruggs? That's a tough one, man. That is a tough one. Me personally, I feel like Edwards is going to have a better year, but I wouldn't be surprised. This would be a still a breakout year for Ruggs. So I'm not going to take anything away from Ruggs because both of these guys are healthy. Both of these guys are healthy. So I'll say Edwards will have a better year, but Ruggs will have a better year than he had last year, if you get what I'm saying. All right, what platform would you do the fantasy football on? I know I can't play, but I want to know. It'll be ESPN. I only play on ESPN. I'll have Louis Riddick as a front office type of person. See, that's my thing. I would have Louis Riddick as a office type of person, then having him as a coach. But Louis Riddick would definitely be in my front office. He would definitely be in my front office. Get someone who's familiar with today's game. Yeah, like Sean McVay. Sean McVay, one of those guys. Honestly, I wish Bill Musgrave would come back to the NFL. Somebody need to call Bill Musgrave back to the NFL. McDaniels is really good too. McDaniels, but but McDaniels he didn't succeed in Denver. You know what I'm saying? He didn't succeed in Denver. Who is my surprise cut? That's a good one. Who would be a surprise cut for the Las Vegas Raiders? I mean, everybody's expecting it, but I'll still say Arnett would be a surprise cut. Even though that we got him in the first round, which I thought the shit was a reach. The goddamn shit was a reach. I don't care what nobody say. But I think Arnett would be a surprise cut. A lot of people not saying Solomon Thomas is a surprise cut. The Raider Nation want him gone. The Raider Nation want him gone. I don't know why they're so not highly on. Why they're not highly on Solomon Thomas. I'm not understanding how you're not high on him. It doesn't make no sense how you're not high on him. It makes no sense. So Neil said, let me ask this question. Who is your sleeper player for the Raiders? A player that people are underrating. This is a good one. A lot of people not talking about Quentin Jefferson. Former Buffalo Bill, former Seattle Seahawk. A lot of people's not really talking about Quentin Jefferson on the defensive line. I think he's a sleeper on the defensive line, and I think he will make this football team. I think Quentin Jefferson is one of those sleepers that has not really been talked about in training camp. Yahoo is a good platform. I'm not really a big fan of Yahoo's fantasy sports. I'm not really a big fan of them. Not as a head coach, I think it will bring something different. Yeah, I agree. For Louis Riddick, right? I'm a huge fan of Rex Ryan. Call me crazy. I like Rex Ryan as a defensive coordinator. Make Rex Ryan a defensive coordinator. Don't make him a head coach. I don't think he's a good head coach, in my opinion. But get him as a defensive coordinator? Hell yeah, I would take that. But head coach, no. Super Bowl next year. I don't know about Super Bowl next year. I would go to college, maybe Lincoln Riley or Bob Stoops. Lincoln Riley's not leaving college football. So trying to get Lincoln Riley, that's out of here. I don't see that happening for Lincoln Riley. So I can see Bob Stoops, though. Bob Stoops is a bit, yeah, I can see Bob Stoops. But Bob Stoops is the type of coach that can't build a defense. He can't build a defense, but Bob Stoops is a good offensive coach. I can say that. Coops, baby, 10 sacks. I agree on that. I like Solomon Thomas. A lot of these guys hate on Thomas because he played for the Niners. That's what I think the issue is, though, bro. I really think the issue is that Solomon Thomas is because he played for the 49ers last year. So what did he play there? He's with the silver and black now, and he's coming in to prove that he can make this football team, regardless of bringing in Gerald McCoy or not. You see what I'm saying? People fail to realize that Solomon Thomas was a high draft pick that came in injury prone. He came in injury prone. Give this man a shot. That's all me and Watts Raider was saying on Graphk Raider show last night. Give Solomon Thomas a chance. If he doesn't make the team, he doesn't make the team. But don't count him out just yet. Let him prove himself. Let him prove himself to see if he is going to make this roster. Tanner Muse would be a surprise cut. I don't think they're going to cut him, though. I don't see that happening. I don't see them cutting Tanner Muse. Tanner Muse is a good one, but Tanner Muse is not underrated, though. He's not underrated in this training camp. He's been getting highly a lot of praise in training camp. I wanted him as a D coordinator. He's fire. Okay. Listen, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Chris Dickerson says, I'm really thinking we'll win 10 to 11 games this year. That offense stays the same or gets a little bit better. If that defense can be top 18, we're there. Hey, keep believing, bro. Keep believing, bro. I'm with you. I'm just a realistic Raider fan too, because we was hyped about that last year, and you see what happened. My body hated Hudson. Nobody hated on Hudson because he came from the Chiefs. Exactly. Nobody hated on that. I agree with y'all. We haven't played a game yet. Let's see what he's got in this system. Facts. And people are writing him off early. Don't ride him off early. I wouldn't ride him off early. Why would I ride him off early? It doesn't make any sense for me to ride off somebody early. It's dumb. Yeah, ISO College Stream, you know the number. Call in. You know the number, bro. Call in. 267-957-1431. Muse ain't going nowhere. He's not. He's not going nowhere at all. Y'all see that? Call into the show. If y'all want to call up and have your voice be heard, 267-957-1431 on the Spotlight Raiders Talk. Let me see if I can play that real quick. Y'all, do anybody know this? Who knows that? Who knows
Ontario
that?
CA 1909.
Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darion. Who is this and where you're calling from? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, who this ISO?
Yeah, it's ISO Cali Stream.
What's going on, brother? What's up, my brother? What's going on with you?
Not much. Just want to talk about the positive, not the negative.
All right, so say what you gotta say, brother. What you got for me?
I'm pretty excited to see Marcus Mariota in the preseason, man. I'm pretty hyped about that, man. We only got a chance to see him versus the Chargers game. I believe the last few seasons we haven't got a preseason. We haven't had a preseason. We haven't been able to see players develop in our system, which also led to players not playing well in our system because they didn't have the time to develop. But I'm really excited. I'm pumped up to see Marcus Mariota, man. I hope he plays the whole half, and Nathan Peterman maybe the second half.
Yeah, I got a feeling you might you see Derek Carr play a few snaps, and I think Marcus Mariota is going to get majority of those snaps, and then Peterman is going to come in the second half.
Yeah. But the way I see our team, the depth that we have in our defense, especially for the exception of the defensive tackle line, but the depth that we have in our defense and on our offense, I'm really excited. I think we're gonna smash on teams in the preseason. It's not gonna be fair to have Marcus Mariota start off with the first half. To be honest with you, he's basically he's kind of like a starter. Like he can start with the Redskins, but it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty fair to all the other teams. But it is what it is. I've been hearing after watching the Derek Carr press conference, he's been saying Brian Edwards and Henry Ruggs, man, they've been running pretty deadly routes with their cuts. So I'm pretty hyped about that too, especially when he was comparing them against Devontae Adams. You don't really get that comparison too much. So I'm pretty excited about the preseason, man. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've been able to watch our team. Pretty hyped.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I'm happy to see what preseason have. That's why I feel like Marcus Mariota is going to play in the first half due to the fact that Derek Carr is only going to get a few snaps. They're not going to let Derek Carr play much. That's why I think Marcus Mariota is going to play in the first half due to Derek Carr having a lack of snaps. And then
I'm gonna say this.
So,
I'm gonna say this. I remember last time I called, I believe Graphk was on the podcast with you. I kind of threw something out. It kind of got in Graphk's head because he later ended up talking about it about Derek Carr not having playoff experience. But I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a difference between another quarterback that doesn't have playoff experience and a Raider quarterback that doesn't have playoff experience.
and
So the fact that when we go to the playoffs, we make a good run in the playoffs. We don't just go out the first round.
Right.
We at least make it to the we're like either one shot away from the Super Bowl or we make it all the way. So I'm pretty excited, and that's how I feel about Derek Carr. He's a different quarterback. He's a Raider quarterback. He's a Raider fan. He's gonna go all in, and I understand why he's been kind of conservative. It kind of makes sense to me, right? If he kind of plays somewhat conservative, he doesn't want to get hurt because he got hurt before the playoffs. But once the playoffs end, I have a feeling you're gonna see a whole different, completely Derek Carr. Someone extending the plays, extending the run, because he's gonna go all in, man. He's a Raider at the end of the day.
Yeah, so, because he even said it himself with Derek Carr. He even said it himself. He said that if he gets traded, he's going to retire. He wants to end his career as a Raider. You can't fault him for that. Of course. That's why I say about these Carr haters, they want to go bring in an Aaron Rodgers and a Deshaun Watson and a Russell Wilson. Those players want it out of their franchises. Bringing them in here, hold up, just let me hear me out. Bringing in those type of players, right? What makes you think they're not going to want out of Las Vegas in the next couple of years? That means they're not loyal.
And that's the issue with me, right? Derek Carr is living the Raider fan dream, bro. He grew up a Raider fan. He's gonna die. He bleeds silver and black every morning, every day. It's all about the silver and black. And he's actually getting paid for it, millions of dollars. There is not going to be another quarterback that's going to put himself on the line as much, and his body is in the line like Derek Carr once it comes to the playoffs. Trust me, it's going to be a whole different Derek Carr. A whole different Derek Carr. And speaking about injuries, I do want to bring some stuff to light, right? I work a lot and stuff, and sometimes I'm injured, and I do not want to miss work because I'm hurt and let my team down. That's the same position Max Crosby was in last year. That's the same position Arnett was in last year. These guys are playing with torn shoulders, a broken hand. There's no other team. There's no other players that do that besides Kobe Bryant.
At the leading
Happened
edge
in the
of
past, but that's
economy
the NBA.
and
But there's no
artificial
other
intelligence.
players that sacrifice their
promoter
body.
Asia,
Finally, we're coming into a year where Max
leading
Crosby
edge
can
of
say, "Hey,
economy
if my shoulders bother me, I can lean back a little bit. Clee will come in and step in, and that's gonna be crucial. That's gonna be crucial, and that's what has me excited for this season. They actually have they actually have depth in their roster to actually sit back, get the rest. If they need it, someone else to step in and fill their shoes. Compared to last year, where they felt like I have to do it all, even though I'm hurt and I'm injured. And sometimes being in that position, you can make mistakes because you're not at 100%.
Right. I could completely.
So I'm pretty.
Go ahead.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited too. Actually, I'm pretty excited to see what he does. So, Rage, I'm about to put you in timeout, brother. Because you're gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna put you in timeout, brother. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. Last year was better for Derek Carr, and I think Derek Carr is going to take that next step. He's going to take that next step, and people think that he's not because he already played 7 years. But the 7 years that he was here didn't have a defense. I think if the defense would have stepped up and did what they were supposed to do, majority of the years that Derek Carr was here, Derek Carr would have been in the playoffs every year. It's a fact.
Yeah, and what people don't understand is, all right, even if we're taking the next step as the Raiders organization, even if Derek Carr, has a flop or so in a playoff or in a game, you can always bring in Marcus Mariota. We're taking the next step into into our organization. Like we're hitting a whole different other professional standard right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if anything happens, we can even mix it up, kind of like with Drew Brees and Taysom Hill. You could do a little of that type of stuff. But even if it's not all about Derek Carr, we still have Marcus Mariota,
right?
And that just shows the depth that we have as a team, and that's just our quarterback position. And I think we have one of the two best quarterbacks as far as depth, backup, and starter wise in the NFL. I don't know where else you might have two good quarterbacks starting one after another just in case one goes down. At the moment, besides maybe San Francisco, but Trey Lance is still a rookie. We have veterans on our team. And the only downside that I have, as far as I see us struggling in, is our defensive tackle position. I believe I see you on Graphk Raiders live yesterday. You guys are all talking about the defensive tackles, but in reality, it's kind of we've been needing to draft at least in the first or second, third round of defensive tackle in the past 2 years, and we haven't done that. And I feel that's the position we're going to struggle in. And I believe they were really high on Steals, and came into camp and he kind of got manhandled. I think that's why they brought in Joe McCoy. But that's going to be a position that's going to be more crucial to our defense than anything else. Kind of like our offensive line chemistry, but we don't have nobody really there in the defensive tackle besides Hankins. I think maybe moving down the line, they might have to be forced to throw in Clee with Hankins and Crosby and Yannick. That might be that might be a starter, they're starting for, because of the depth that they don't have. They don't have a solid starter besides Hankins in the center. I kind of got upset in the draft. I believe I wanted Osa this year. The Cowboys picked him up. Last year I wanted Gilmore the Bull. The Cowboys picked him up. Same time they picked up CeeDee Lamb. But I believe this year we really do need to draft a defensive tackle, and that's going to be a crucial position. They don't have rotational pieces going in and out. there you're gonna see a decline in our defense, but also most importantly, right, the defensive line cannot get there if the secondary is not covering at least for a minimum 5 seconds, locking every player down, which didn't happen last year. So this year we actually have a solid secondary, so that's the upside that we have going for our defense. But I'm pretty excited overall. I'm pretty excited overall. Just hearing and listening to Derek Carr in his press conference talk about, I think it's going to be one read when I snap the ball on the defensive gives me a whole different other look. So I have to make another check. So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. We're not one dimensional on defense. So
all right, man.
I feel that if we're gonna have a playoff team this year, man, I gotta go get to my kids.
All right, man. It's all good. You calling in and let the people know how you feel about the Raiders coming in, to this season, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate you calling up, bro.
Not a problem, bro. But I'm calling this right now, man. We're making it to the playoffs regardless of whoever's in our division. We're gonna make it to the playoffs. Believe that. Raider Nation all day. All right.
All right,
Take care, brother.
No problem, brother. No problem. Let me see if he can pull up. Let me see if Ray the Tape can pull up on me real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second, because my boy Ray the Tape said he will pull up on me. So I'm gonna send him the invite right now. Let me inbox him right now. He said he gonna pull up, man. He said he'll pull up for me. So I just sent him the link. I just sent my boy the link. So yeah, I definitely need him to pull up. I definitely need my boy to pull up so we could talk some Raiders, man. Let me add a different background too. So there's got to add a different background for him to call up. Just give me a second here while I get that background done and over with for us. Waiting for Ray to pull up to the show, man. You know what? I'm not going to even. I'm gonna end the calls right now. Because my boy Ray is pulling up, man. My boy Ray, I ain't going to do no more calls. Ray, I sent you the link, brother. No problem, man. I saw you were spitting facts, bro. That's why I let you talk. Bro. Yo, Ray, we still waiting on that breakdown of Bukowski. Listen, they still waiting on it, brother. This year, I'm going to do some breakdown film too. Because the All 22 is not up there anymore. Because I was going to break down film from last year, but was not able to. So hopefully we can get Ray on real quick. I sent him the link. So if y'all got any questions for me, hit me up, man. Hit me up. I'm waiting for him to get back to me, man. I'm waiting for bro to get back to me. I sent that link. So cars should run. I watch a lot of tape. Yeah, I do watch a lot of tape. It's just that I want to get that all 22 film. That's what I want to do, and start breaking down the film during the week on how we lost or how we ran and stuff like that. So listen, John Williams, if you want to come in and spam, we're not going to do that. But all quarterbacks don't run. You say all quarterbacks do, but all quarterbacks don't run. You know what I'm saying? All quarterbacks don't run at all. I mean, they scramble and try to get the first down to make a play, but you don't need it really. I mean, that I got to make a new logo. Cali Bear. I got to get a new logo done. Since y'all don't want the baby Trent Brown stuff no more, y'all going to say baby Hankins. Okay, so now I got to get some new logos done. I got to get a new logo done and get rid of the baby Trent Brown t-shirts. Right, Jackie the Raiderette. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Jackie the Raiderette, the first female Raider YouTuber. Let's go. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Jackie the Raiderette. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her. She had an awesome channel. Awesome channel. Tom Brady doesn't run a lot, but how many rings does he have? Thank you. Thank you so much. The baby Trent Brown is good. People are tripping. Why? I have not seen anybody buy the baby Trent Brown t-shirts though. Nobody have bought the baby Trent Brown t-shirts. 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 A lot of people haven't bought them in a while. So I need to see. And if you say you bought a baby Trent Brown t-shirt and you didn't send it to me, oh, something ain't right. Something ain't right. If Carr has the protection in the pocket, he definitely should run. Yeah, I agree. He definitely should run. If he has it, he definitely shouldn't run. I agree with that. I agree with that, Danny. Brady does run the ball. When you pull up a video when Tom Brady runs the ball, Antidote, or whatever your name is, let me know. I would need to know that. He runs from his wife. I've seen that. Only Mr. Nick, bro. And without further ado, man, we had one of the GOATs, the young GOATs in the building, Mr. Raid the Tape himself.
What's good? What's good?
What's good? What's going on?
How we doing, Nation? What's good, Spotlight? I'm glad to be on here, man. I've been trying to link up with you for a minute, so I'm glad to pop out. I'm glad you've been popping out lately too, man. I'm glad to see you out here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back and doing this on a consistent basis now. July was just one of the worst months for me, man. And now training camp is around the corner. I'm back at it. I can't wait, man. So what's up with you? How you been though?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Ready for this season. You know what I mean? We only got what, two weeks to our first preseason game. So it's only cracking, man.
It's next
week. So 1 week. After this weekend, next weekend. You feel me? So I'm ready. I'm pumped, man. But I see you back out here, so I was like, yo, I gotta pull up. I see bro out here putting on for us. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's time. We gotta link up. I had to pull up, man.
So I haven't seen you on, I haven't seen you on graphics in a while, but we was on there last night. I don't know if you saw.
No,
he has Stu on there. He has Stu on there. So yeah. How you feel about the Gerald McCoy signing though? I haven't heard anything you saying about that.
I like it. You know what I mean? I think he's a go-to veteran. You know what I mean? It's later in the off season. So we was able to pick him up. You know what I mean? So with that, I just think it's one of those pickups to where maybe one of the guys that we thought would have stepped up, they ended up not. Maybe like a Stills or a Vickers or something like that. So that's kind of my thought process on it. I'm just curious to who's going to start. Is Jefferson going to start? Is McCoy going to start? I wonder how the conversation was when they actually spoke to McCoy and what his role was going to be. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So that's kind of just what I was thinking.
He said, doesn't Carr have a decent 40 speed? Shout out to Jack the Raider app with the $1.99 donation. So Ray, I mean, I don't think Carr has a bad 40.
Carr 40 time is actually pretty good. I just want to say what's good to everybody in the chat. I see Jackie, Dick Vitale. Man, I don't want to miss anybody. You know what I mean? Raider Carlos, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Chat gang going crazy. Dustin White, Benjamin, the OG Chronicles. I see y'all in there. Shout out to everybody out here supporting Boys Spotlight. Just glad to see him back out here. But as far as Carr, man, Carr's actually one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league. Like, I think he had a better 40 time than Josh Allen.
Really? And Josh Allen just got a big pay today for the Buffalo Bills, man.
Yeah. Like I want to say I seen that Derek Carr has a faster 40 time than Josh Allen. Someone might have to look that up though. Someone might have to fact check me on that one for sure.
Let me look up his 40. Let me look up Derek Carr's 40 speed right quick.
Yeah,
while we're on it, since everybody wants to talk about it, let's look up Derek Carr's 40.
Yeah.
Let me see.
When it comes to Derek Carr, I got a lot to say. So if anybody, I got a lot to say when it comes to Derek Carr. But
so in his combine score, he was a 4.69.
Okay, Josh Allen,
not too bad. With Mariota is a 4.48. That's not too bad for a quarterback. It's faster than some.
Let's see what Josh Allen 40 time is.
So Josh Allen.
Josh Allen had a 4.63. Oh no, that's not it. No, that's the linebacker, Josh Allen. My fault. Let's see, quarterback 4.76.
That's a little bit. Well, you got 4.76 according to NFL.com. They got. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, it is 476 because I see the same. I'm like 463, but I see it's the Kentucky linebacker. So you saw the same thing that I saw.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Derek Carr's 40 time was faster.
Yeah, I think it was faster too, in my opinion. And I feel like Derek Carr got the speed. I just feel like sometimes he don't need to run. Sometimes he do need to run. It really depends on the situation in the game. And I think sometimes he do overthink if he wants to run or not. And he waits to the last minute if he wants to, get out the pocket.
Yep.
I think that's going to change this year. I think the atmosphere is different since we have like I've been saying before, we have an OTA, we have mini camp, finally have a training camp that I think Brian Edwards and Ruggs is really going to benefit from, and a lot of these players are going to benefit from. So, as you of one of the people that break down film on YouTube, right? Who do you think? Because they asked me this question. I feel like Quentin Jefferson is going to be a sleeper in in training camp. Who is your sleeper in training camp?
Sleeper right now, I would. Oh man, I mean it's kind of hard to say because I would have said, are we talking just strictly defense, or are we talking about just the team in general?
You could do one on defense, one on offense.
See, now personally, I would have said Brian Edwards as the sleeper, but I feel like right now he's not a sleeper anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like he's kind of getting a little bit of buzz. So I would have said Brian Edwards for the sleeper on offense, but right now I'll say the sleeper. It's kind of hard because as Raider Nation, I feel like we all think everybody's going to do great. So if I say Foster Moreau is kind of a sleeper, it's like he's really not because we know he's going to he has a pivotal role in our offense. So sleeper, man, I'll say something weird. I'll say something random. I'll say Alex Leatherwood. Leatherwood is a sleeper on offense, and on defense, I'll say the sleeper will be Cleveland Farrell. And that's I got Leatherwood and Farrell. Those are my sleepers right there.
Of course, Cleveland Farrell is going to be a sleeper because all the pieces that's coming in on that defensive line. He got a lot to prove. Being that 4th overall pick in the draft.
Yep.
And now there's a possibility of us getting KJ Wright. It's a possibility. Joe McCoy's here, and now you got all those people, all like the Darius Stills and Fallon and Hankins and so many defensive linemen. I can't name all of them, but damn, Cleveland Farrell's going to have a lot to work with. He's going to have to definitely, show up and show out if he wants to start or at least be in this rotation.
No, most definitely, and that's why I kind of think he's a sleeper because he's been put on the back burner. When Yannick came in, it was almost immediately it was Yannick and Crosby, it seemed like. And Cleveland Farrell kind of got put to the back burner, kind of pushed to the side. And it's almost strange because when we first got Yannick, I got Yannick and Farrell starting on the edge, right? On each side. Right. I kind of got convinced, okay, at first I said it was Crosby and Yannick. Then I got convinced, okay, it will be Farrell because he's bigger. He can help with the run. You can't have 2 pass rushers on both sides. But now that everything is kind of falling into place later now we're in the training camp already, it seems like it's going to be Crosby and Yannick. And that's the thing that's kind of like confusing me because they are both pass rushers. And do you feel comfortable having both those guys playing the edge? Would you rather have a Cleveland Farrell out there? You know what I mean? Especially if we're going to be playing this rotational defensive line type thing where we want to have 2 waves, as Coach Bradley has said. So I don't know. We just got to see how it pans out because just to transition to the linebacker thing, it's like, do you honestly think Muse is going to start at linebacker or is he just getting some looks?
I think he's getting some looks. I don't think he's going to start at linebacker, especially if KJ Wright comes in. And because I know KJ Wright was looking at other teams too that he had to visit. That's why he left Las Vegas yesterday without signing with us. He probably had other offers on the table that he wanted to see. But even if KJ Wright doesn't come in, I still don't think Tanner Muse is going to start. I think our linebacker core is going to be Littleton, Witkowski, and Morrow. That's going to be our linebackers for if it's in a 4-3 defense. And Tanner Muse would be that rotational, situational player when his time comes up. I feel the same for Javin White. But if KJ Wright comes in, it's going to be harder for Javin White and Tanner Muse to try to get some playing time, because now you got to rotate with KJ Wright, with Littleton and Morrow and Wachowski. And speaking of Wachowski, people was in the chat like, oh, where's that Wachowski video at? They waiting for that. They waiting for that breakdown, and I don't know what to tell them. So,
so with that,
ears,
like
man.
all 22 changed some stuff. Like I went to go look at some things, some film, you know what I mean? And they actually, when I went to go look, this was I want to say sometime last week, I looked and they changed stuff. It was under construction, so you wasn't even able to look at anything at the time. And then now supposedly they had changed it to where it's a little bit different. I haven't checked yet, but I'll have to go check again. But as far as that whole situation with the Kwiatkowski and the Morrow situation, personally, I still think Kwiatkowski's the better linebacker. I still think he's the better middle linebacker or linebacker in general. But if he's not going to start, then you know what I mean. I got to eat my words on that, and he just doesn't start. I just don't think Morrow personally. I just don't think Morrow's a middle linebacker. I just don't see why would we take Nick Kwiatkowski. We paid him as a good free agent coming in. He played well last year, and then we're going to bench him. So I'm trying to see what happens and not try to jump to conclusions. But it's kind of seeming like, I don't know, Kwiatkowski's kind of getting like put on the back burner.
Well, until the KJ Wright situation comes out, if we don't sign him, then Kwiatkowski still has that spot. But I feel as though I think that Gus Bradley wants Morrow to get some spots at inside linebacker as well, just in case. I feel like instead of throwing him out there during a regular season, you give him them snaps now so he can learn from inside out. And when just God forbid if something happened to Kwiatkowski, like what happened in the beginning of the year with him, you can put Morrow there because Morrow already knows that he already has the repetition there. So I feel like Gus Bradley, what he's doing with his defense, he's doing the same thing that Tom Cable's doing with his offensive line. Everybody's going to learn multiple position. And that's what I think Gus Bradley's doing with this defense. Oh, Kwiatkowski, you're going to play probably a little bit of outside. Nicholas Morrow put you inside. Corey Littleton, you're going to do both. Morvid, you're going to play the left side of the field. Abram play the other side of the field when it comes to safety. Then flip flop. They're going to learn all their phases of their position when it comes to Gus Bradley in his defense. And I feel like now he has enough defensive alignment where he's going to have a rotation when the legs is going to be fresh and everything of that nature. So, what are you expecting from the first preseason game? What are the things that you're looking for in the first preseason game with the Raiders?
Really, I'm just looking at our depth. That's it. I'm not obviously it's the preseason. We're not going to see the starters. So that's all we get to look for. We just look for what our depth looks like and specific guys that personally I would say as a fan or whoever you are when you're watching the preseason, just look for the guys you liked out of the draft. Look, you know what I mean? And then just pay attention to them and see how well they do when they get that chance to get some burn. For instance, just for an example, I'm going to be looking for Tyree Gillespie, Malcolm Kuntz, and I'm going to be those are the two guys that I've been kind of waiting on. It was basically Malcolm Kuntz and Tyree Gillespie. Those are two guys I'm waiting on to see how they play in preseason. If they do play, I don't know if any injuries may come up, you know what I mean, something random. But those are two guys I'm looking for. I just want to see how they look out there on the field. I want to see what Kuntz does. Because I seen this video of Kuntz, man, and he was looking kind of Alex Leatherwood had him looking bad out there. And I was like, that's not a good look. But I just want to see what Kuntz does on the preseason, Tyree Gillespie, and our depth on the offensive line. I just want our offensive line to hold up for Mariota or
Peterman,
the GOAT. Yeah,
whoever the quarterbacks are, that's not going to be
Derek Carr. I just want to see the depth of our offensive line do something. And outside of that, outside of that, I just want to see what our defense depth.
I want to see Nate Hobbs. They've been highly talking about Nate Hobbs, with him taking first team snaps, and all the talk about Arnett possibly not fitting Gus Bradley's system. What are your thoughts on that? Because I'm like, if he's not fitting the system, do we trade him? Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm just going off from what I see in the articles and everything of that nature. They, according to the Athletic, they said they don't think he's a great fit because Hobbs is outplaying him right now. What are your thoughts on that whole Damon Arnett thing?
It's just frustrating. I would say that, it's frustrating because the way I think of it as, I think this is how I think of it. And I brought it up. I believe I was talking to Graphk about this. And what frustrates me is that our management, if you look at our management and the direction we're going in based off just today, right? Mm-hmm. If you have a guy like Nick Witkowski that gets benched for Morrow to play middle linebacker, that's frustrating because you brought Nick Witkowski in as a free agent, you know what I mean, to pay him to be a starting linebacker. Right. Same thing with Carl Nassib. Carl Nassib is probably fourth on the defensive end spot, but he's our highest paid with Yannick now. But Carl Nassib, you see what I'm saying? You know where I'm going with this. So to bring it to Damon Arnett's point, it's a first-round draft pick. You know what I mean? Why is he not starting? Why is Arnett, our first-round draft pick, not developing into a starter for us? And we're going into year 2. Cleveland Ferrell, first-round draft pick. Why is he a bench player now? You know what I mean? Those are 2 first-round draft picks. Those are 2 free agents. So management to me is just weird how everything is panning out. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is just proving all these things is proving that Gus Bradley does have control. This just to me, right? This right here says that Gus Bradley does have control because these guys that were first-round draft picks by Gruden before Gus Bradley got here, or these guys that they picked up before Gus Bradley got here, they are potentially being benched now. You see what I'm saying? These aren't his guys technically, so I'm just curious to what's going on. I feel like we're taking a step forward, but at the same time, we're kind of taking a step back. Now, I don't know if taking a step back means we're going to take 3 steps forward because of Gus Bradley. He's going to actually get us there. But based on management, it's just frustrating. Why we bring in free agents, they get benched. We have first-round draft picks, they get benched. We have a first-round draft pick, Josh Jacobs, and then we sign a Drake. So, and I'm not mad at the Drake signing. I'm just saying the management, the money, and the picks. We could have had a lot more value in that based off today now. That's just what I think of it, man.
So I had this big argument about Solomon Thomas yesterday with Andy and a few other Raiders people that was on Doc's thing. Now, I understand Joe McCoy is signed with us. Fine. Yeah. But I'm in the boat where, yes, he is a former 49er. Yes, he was hurt. Yes, he didn't produce with the 49ers.
Solomon Thomas.
Yes.
Okay, not Joe
he
McCoy.
Didn't. I just feel like because since we signed Joe McCoy, Jake will say that Solomon Thomas is the odd man out. I feel like me and Watts was saying, see what Solomon Thomas could do on the football field during the preseason, and then you go and say Daddy sucks, or you go and say he doesn't fit. What are your thoughts on that? Because people say, oh, he's already dumpster fire already. But the guy has not even played a snap with the Raiders yet, and they ready to kick him out. They ready to cut him now because we got Joe McCoy. So what's your thoughts on that whole situation since Joe McCoy got signed? Solomon Thomas should be out that quick.
So I did a video on Solomon Thomas. If you watch that video, everybody knows how I feel about Solomon Thomas, and I don't really like him that much. I really don't. I just watching the film, watching what he did, the fact, because my thing is in a very good question that I heard and I always carry with me when it comes to Solomon Thomas is if he wasn't that third round, if he wasn't that third overall pick, right? But he was still the same player he is today, but wasn't the third overall pick. Say he was picked like in the 5th round, but with the same production he has today that he has, would we have even signed him? Would he even be a thought? And to me, I don't think he would. He would just, you know what I mean? I feel like the only reason he's a thought and the reason we picked him up is because of the potential. He was a 3rd overall pick for a reason. And then so the potential's there. And That's kind of why we got him. Me personally, I don't really like Solomon Thomas's skill set. So when we signed him, I was like, yeah, no, I don't really like that signing. As far as like signing him off, I already signed him off. You see what I'm saying? I already signed him off when we first signed him. If people like him, then people like him. You know what I mean? That's the thing about football. We don't know. We got to see the guys play. He could go out, he could go ball out, and I could be completely wrong, and I'll be eating my words. And I hope I do eat my words because I want every single player to do good. But you know me, I'm not very optimistic. You know, I'm I'm gonna just say what I think, and that's pretty much it. But with Solomon Thomas, man, I hope he does well. He's a physical specimen. The dude looks like a freaking some type of Greek god. Like the dude's built like a monster. And I wish somebody built like that was able to just get the football tangibles, right? The handwork, the pass rush moves, play the run, and just ball out. But like you said, though, we gotta wait. We gotta give him a chance. Get him out there on preseason and just see what he does. We gotta give the guy a chance. Everybody we have right now, we have to give a chance. We just have to.
This some of the Raiders players in the background of the interview putting extra work. I love to see JT. Okay, I'm just reading the comments. I'm sorry because they're coming like this.
I feel you. I mean, I see some people saying Thomas could be good, or you're trying to knock Thomas or anything like that. It's just It's just a matter of opinion and how you see it. I'll just say this: I'm not knocking him because he came from the Niners. I'm not. That's not why. You know what I mean? I don't really.
That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like the vibe is.
Yeah.
I feel like because he's a former 49er, and we don't like the 49ers at all because it's a California team, and we come from LA, Oakland, so people write it off because it's a West Coast battle. Just give the man a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, most definitely. So it's like what we were talking about in the preseason. You got to give the dude a chance, see what he could do. And that would be his opportunity, in my opinion. If he's not able to get it done or show something and in the preseason, then to me, I'm just like, yeah, bro, I'd rather give that money to somebody else, honestly.
I don't know about this quote here. They saying that Thomas is not Clelin Ferrell. He's an Arden Key, if anything. Clee is not trash. I wouldn't say he's an Arden Key. I wouldn't say that. What's your thoughts? I wouldn't say he's an Arden Key.
I think Key got a bad rap when it came to the Raiders. I'm not sure how or exactly what he did, but a lot of people just feel some type of way towards Key, and Key wasn't even like a very like high pick for us. So I don't know why he was like a
second or third round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he wasn't first or second, that's for sure. But I just don't see why he gets so much like downward pressure against him. I mean, Thomas and it's Arden almost Key. What can you say? It's just Arden almost Key. Like he almost was there every time. He was almost there. He for sure got a face mask, but he almost got a sack. So Solomon Thomas, as long as he doesn't give any face mask at the end of the game to give a 15-yard penalty and beat us against the Dolphins, then I'm good with it. You feel me? Like I'm good with it. I don't think Solomon Thomas is gonna do anything like that. So he's definitely not Arden Key. Clelin Ferrell's not trash. I like Clelin Ferrell.
Absolutely not.
I like Clelin Ferrell. I think he's a stout defensive lineman. I think if we just used him how he should be used as a defensive end pass rusher, just put him out there. You're the pass rusher. You're the run stopper. You're a defensive end locked in 3 down. I think he would be great. I think he is good. I don't ever remember a time to where I was like, damn, Clelin Ferrell is getting punished right now. So as far as Arden Key and Solomon Thomas, though, nah, I wouldn't really compare them. But they're both not that good.
I feel like this with Clelin Ferrell. Knowing that he's not – John Gruden said it in a press conference that Clelin Ferrell plays better when he's inside. Give that man a shot when he's inside. Let him compete with the rest of these D tackles. So what? He might be smaller than them. But if we saw what he could do in the Jets game, when he plays inside, forced fumbles, getting to the quarterback. He's a little bit, see, people say, with D tackles, they're supposed to be this certain size and this certain height. In the way the NFL is set up now, I don't care about size or height. If you could get to the quarterback, finessing or power, I'm fine with that. I don't really get into the measurements of people anymore because you see smaller players getting to the quarterback. Aaron Donald's only 6'1".
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at right now. I was just looking at that.
He's one of the best.
284.
Yeah, like he's one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
He is,
and his height is only 6'1". So I don't think Cleveland Farrell, because of his size, I don't think he should be forced to play outside. Put him inside. You see when he was productive there. So, I know you probably broke down film on him too.
Yeah, I did, and that's why I like him. Me personally, I don't really care where you put Cleveland Farrell. Just put him on the field. Just put him on the field. You know, when we were playing the Chiefs, he was doing a great job. Like he was doing a great job. Like you can't be mad at that. It's one of the best teams. He was out there blowing it up. You know, he helped us get to a victory. That's what you want to see. I think with Clee, he has to just be consistent, and he has to get like warmed up. You know what I mean? He has to get warmed up. As the game goes on, he gets stronger. As the season goes on, he gets stronger. But last year he had the injuries, and then I think he got COVID. So then like a weird part of the season, like a little bit after the halfway mark, he ended up missing games, losing reps because of COVID and injury. I mean, but we got Yannick now, and I think Yannick and Crosby are going to be the two starting. But like I said, I got Cleveland Farrell as the underrated dude. He's been put on the back burner, and I think he's going to do his thing. You know, I think he's a humble guy, and he's not really going to trip off not starting. I think he's just going to do his thing, and he's going to let the play work for itself, show for itself.
So shout out to Dustin White and Jackie the Red for the $2.99 super chat and the $20 super chat from Dustin White. He said, "Keep up the great work, bro. Hope you feeling good. I think we should try out Gillespie at South Carolina. He locked down some of the best players in college. When it comes to Pitts, Devontae White, Waddle, and so on and so on. We need a good South Carolina, and Lawson ain't it. Do you think we still going to cut Devin Lawson, bro?"
I don't know, man. As far as Lawson, personally, I was like, I don't think we're going to cut him. I thought the whole time we were going to keep Nevin Lawson, honestly.
I think if you see, this is what Watt said on the show last night, and I have to agree with him here. If you keep Nevin Lawson as slot corner only, I think Nevin Lawson can be great for us. He's not a corner. He's not a 1 or 2 corner. Understand that Arnett was out majority of the year with injuries. You had to put him there. But this year, keep him at the slot. We have so much depth at corner now. You can put him in at the slot. And so is Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs played a little bit outside at Illinois. And he played mostly he played outside of Illinois, but he played a little bit of slot at Illinois. I had that backwards. And I just feel like Nevin Lawson, people want to write him off too. I kind of want to write him off. But if we keep him at the slot corner and see what he does in the preseason, at the slot corner, I can see him making the team just for that position only.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said. I really don't have anything to add. You kind of hit it on the head. Personally, I just think he's a solid depth guy. That's all. I think he's a solid depth guy. And the problem is last year with our team is that we had depth guys starting. So then we was just looking bad all over the place. You have guys like Eric Harris starting. Eric Harris is not a starting safety. Why is he starting on our team, though?
Right.
You know, then he gets trashed. He's out there getting burned, and it's like he's getting burned because he's a depth guy. He's not supposed to be out there the whole entire time. He's supposed to come out maybe on a nickel, on a dime or something like that, but starting every single down, you know, he's not supposed to be doing that. So he just looked worse than what he was supposed to, and I feel like that is the same thing that happened to Nevin Lawson. Nevin Lawson isn't supposed to be out there on the outside covering T.Y. Hilton.
Right.
He's not. Like,
and
why
getting burnt at that.
Like, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, Nevin Lawson, yeah, he played terrible, but I mean, that's not his role. You know, these guys should have certain roles. We were taking guys and be like, yeah, we're gonna force you to play this role. We're gonna force you to be that corner that's gonna have to cover T.Y. Hilton. You know what I mean? Me personally, I just don't. I'm not gonna blame the players, especially those guys. I'm gonna blame Paul Gunther for putting him out there.
It was the scheme.
I blame Paul Gunther. So he should have had different players at different positions, but he didn't. And you seen what happened. You seen the result. Worst defense in history of the franchise. Eric Harris is gone. We brought back Nevin Lawson though, so I don't really know what that's about. Why we brought back Nevin Lawson. I think he's just going to be a very good depth guy, and he's a veteran. So I think that's all that's going to be.
How do you feel about the Jalen Richard injury?
Cut him. He got to go. You gotta go. You gotta go. What do you think? What do you think about it? What do you think
Listen,
about keeping him?
I had a whole people commenting because when I made a video about him being on the COVID-19 reserve list, right?
Mhm.
I already said that Jalen Richard kind of wanted out of being the Raiders anyway because of this offseason. Number one, has been rumor of him being cut. He took everything off his social media that was Raiders related. And I'm saying here, okay, so he's not in mini camp. Didn't show up for the couple of days of training camp because he was on the COVID-19 / reserve list. And now he gets injured. So now it's like really kind of biting him in the ass a little bit because now you try to troll of taking everything Raiders related off your Instagram.
Yep.
And you get paid $3 million, probably going to be a third back on the depth chart, probably your fourth back if Trey Regis outplay you, which I think he will outplay Richard and Trey Regis make this football team, in my opinion.
With that being said, though, not to cut you off. With that being said, though, do you think it's a matter of knowing the playbook and being able to pass block when it comes to Richard? Like, is that the only thing? Is that like the string, the last thread that's holding Richard even remotely close to the Raiders roster? Is because he knows the playbook and he could pass block? Like, is that why we let go of Lynn Bowden? And because that's kind of where I'm thinking. You know, if Regis could pass block, pick up the playbook, and be able to pick up the pass blocks, the blitzes, whatever Carr needs them to do, whatever, and replace Richard, of course. But can Regis do that? Because I feel like Lynn Bowden wasn't able to. We shipped him out. And Richard even being here up to this point still is kind of like, is Regis going to get it done? So what do you think about like, why are we even keeping Richard?
I think we're keeping Richard because probably of the pass blocking. So I probably have to agree with you there, but the situation with Lynn Bowden was Lynn Bowden didn't come in as a running back. The Raiders tried to make him a running back. He was like one of those joker players that you could put him in the backfield for like one or two plays, but he mainly played receiver. So the Raiders tried to make him that back that Jalen Richard was, and that wasn't Lynn Bowden's style of play. That's why they shipped him out. And of course, some other things off the field issues. We all know that.
Yep.
But I think Trey Regis is going to come in and if he could get, like you said, if he get that pass blocking down, then he makes his football team. But if he doesn't, then we're going to have to keep Richard. And that means Jacobs and Drake is going to have to step up in pass blocking as well.
Yep.
So
another thing is
I like Richard. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he kind of bit himself in the ass because it's rumors about him getting cut or getting traded. He bit himself in the ass. Oh, I'm gonna just take everything down Raiders related.
Yeah, he was being a crybaby, and that's why that's because before he did all that, I was like, nah, we'll just keep him. He's a good scat back, and he can pass block, right? With Regis, I don't think he's a very good scat back. He was more of a power back, but him being a power back means he'll be able to pop somebody in the face, in the mouth when it comes to pass blocking, when he has to pick up a blitz, and he has that leverage, he has that size. But when it comes to being a scat back, will he be able to pick up those options? You know what I mean? Will he be able to run the running back option? You know, when it's time to block, chip, go out, catch the ball, and run up for another 5 yards and get that first down if need be? Or is he going to drop the ball? You see what I'm saying? I think that's where it comes with Regis, right? So, I mean, a lot's going to develop within this next week, within these next couple of weeks, a lot's going to develop. A lot of people are going to start dropping like flies, man. And we're going to see our rosters shape up in a way we probably didn't think.
And Jonathan said he thinks the vaccine is a factor as well. I mean, he did say that he didn't want to take the vaccination. That was another thing that kind of hurt Richard. It's just certain things that the way he handled this all season, I didn't expect it. I thought he was going to come in and probably try to play out. I don't know how long he has left on his contract. He's been here for 5 years. So
I think this is it, right?
This might be the last of his contract, if I'm not mistaken. But if it is, let him play it out and then let him walk. Or if you're going to trade him, at least get some type of value for Rashard.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's getting paid $3 million. If he's going to be fourth on the depth chart, you're going to have to give him a pay cut or something. There's no way you're a fourth on a depth chart and you're getting paid $3 million.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Let me see. Somebody else says something.
I just want to add this real quick. So Dustin White in the super chat, he was talking about Tyree Gillespie playing at slot corner. When he say SC, he was talking about Gillespie playing slot corner. And he was covering like Pitts and Devontae Smith in the slot, and stuff like that.
Okay, so
shout out Dustin White. Shout out Dustin White for clarifying that. But I agree. I agree with Dustin White. Gillespie did look good when he was. It was like he was playing at the slot, but he was just a free safety dropping inside,
right,
to pick up another guy. I mean, technically, you could just say that slot. You could say that. But as far as him playing the slot like in the NFL, I just wouldn't see him doing that. I'd rather him being a free safety and just playing that true free safety spot, if anything. Or playing the strong safety and being able to be a flex like hybrid big nickel. Big nickel, basically a slot corner, just different scheme, whatever you want to call it.
So Central Cali Bear says, how many rushing TDs will Derek Carr have this year?
Rushing TDs for Derek Carr. I got him with I'll say 4.
I was going to say
go with
3.
The jersey number.
I'll say 3 just because they might have it's been rumored about a Mariota package in the offense for John Gruden. So I'll say 3 on that one.
Yeah. Because when I looked at the stats for Carr, it was like when Gruden first got here, so when Gruden first got here, he got 1 rushing touchdown. Then the next year he had 2, and then last year he had 3. So I was like, yeah. So I'm gonna just say 4 this year.
And Central Cali Bear asked another question. He said, have y'all been hearing all the hype about Doss? I haven't really heard anything about Keelan Doss. What have you heard about it?
Keelan, I haven't really heard anything besides the press conference when John Gruden was talking, and he had said Keelan Doss. I think he brought up Zay Jones as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he was just talking. That's it. I just think he was just talking. I don't really think too much about Keelan Doss. He's way too far down on the depth chart to really say. I feel like Keelan Doss is like, we would just have Zay Jones step up, if anything, instead of Keelan Doss. I'd rather have Zay Jones to step up instead of Keelan Doss. So as far as that, the depth chart, because you got to think the wide receiver depth chart. Who do you have as the 6 spots on the depth chart for wide receiver? You got Henry Ruggs,
yeah,
Brian Edwards. You got John Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You got Sneed.
Yeah.
Zay Jones. That's 5. Then you have one more spot, which could be. It could be.
I forgot that guy's name that we signed. Stoner, yeah.
I think DJ Turner. Stoner, DJ Turner. He said Doss. And I think there's one more. I think. Do we still have? No, we don't have him. I don't think so. So,
according to Dustin White, they said DJ Turner muffed 2 punts today.
Well, yeah, he's out of here then. That's the only reason he would even be here. I feel like DJ Turner. I feel like the only reason he'd be here.
8-man and a Stoner.
Okay, so 8-man. See, I was gonna say 8-man, but for some reason I feel like 8-man was gone for some reason.
Okay. I thought he was gone too.
See, so we're already full because I forgot Renfro.
Yeah.
So that would have made 6. That means Zay Jones would have been that 6th spot. It would have been Ruggs, Edwards, Renfro, John Brown, Sneed, and then Zay Jones. That's 6 receivers.
Yeah, I have no issue with those 6 receivers. I don't have no issue with that.
Exactly. Because you're not going to replace any of those guys with a Doss, 8-man, a Stoner. You know what I mean? You're not going to replace any of those guys with that. So Zay Jones, he's not going anywhere. He's He's a front office guy. Zay Jones is a front office guy. You could just tell they like him. Derek Carr likes him. It's like everybody says, oh, he's out there all the time. You can see him in the offseason. That's what it is. They see him putting in the work, and he's not getting all the snaps. He's not out there being number one wide receiver, but he's a depth guy that's putting all he has to the team, and you want to keep that, especially if you need a guy on special teams. You got to think a guy like, Slater with the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
He's not out there catching passes or lining up at wide receiver, but you see him making plays a lot. You see him doing random things. And that's kind of, I feel like, Zay Jones, someone that you could trust, someone that you could lean on when you just need somebody to just go fill that spot. I was watching the press of the day when Zay Jones, when they were talking to him, and a good point that one of the reporters was asking him was like, is it harder for you? Because as we know, Zay Jones will play that joker role. So he'll have to go line up at X or the X receiver, or he might have to line up in the slot, or he might line up in the backfield. So what that means is Zay Jones has to know what to do in every single situation. He has to know what this receiver, that receiver does, all these receivers do, because he might fill one of those spots. So when it comes to Zay Jones, that's why I respect Zay Jones' work ethic, and I would just respect the fact that he's able to step up and play those spots. And you got to understand how difficult that is. When you have a guy like Bryan Edwards isn't going to do the same thing Ruggs is going to do. He's just not. But Zay Jones might. Zay Jones might line up in the same spot Ruggs could, but he might line up in the same spot Edwards would. Ruggs and Edwards aren't as interchangeable. So that's why I respect Zay Jones in his position and in his work ethic and where he's at with us as far as the organization. So I respect guys like that. That's why I like Zay Jones. I know a lot of people hate on him, but it's like
they underestimate Zay Jones, man.
Yeah, he's not a big-time wide receiver, and we don't need him to be. We just need him to step up when we need him to go out there and catch the ball. As long as when he's out there, he's just not dropping passes. And I haven't really seen him out there drop blatant passes. If anything, I see him when the ball gets thrown to him, he's fighting for the ball, he makes a catch, and it's all good. So that's all that matters.
I am not related to DeAndre Hopkins. I'm sorry. My last name is Hopkins, yes, but I am not related to DeAndre Hopkins. That would be dope, though. For a lot of people that don't know, if you know basketball from back in the day, my cousin is Bo Kimball. He used to play for the LA Clippers back in the day. So if for all your old heads, if you do know Bo Kimball is my cousin. I can say that, but DeAndre Hopkins is definitely not my cousin. Definitely not related at all. But I think Zay Jones is humble. He's a team first guy. He just want to come in and fill his spot, and I just want to see him out on the field more. I just want to see Gruden get creative with Zay Jones, because we haven't seen a lot of him last year. We saw some glimpses, especially in that touchdown catch where he played against the Saints with us. I thought that was a hell of a catch, and Gruden just need to open up the playbook for these receivers and use it to their strong suit. Like, even though you got speed with Ruggs, you can put him anywhere because of Ruggs' size. Yeah, he might be a little bit small on the height, but he did bulk up. So he probably still have that speed. Put him in on some jet sweeps and stuff like that. And no, I am not related to Trent Brown. Absolutely not. I am not related to Trent Brown. I don't know where they get these relations from, but I'm not related to Trent Brown. But as far as the wide receivers go, I think we're pretty good there. I think Edwards is happy that he's got a training camp now. He feels like a rookie again, but at the same time, his rookie year is over, but he feels like a rookie again because they get to experience probably some player hazing, because you know how the training camp goes, and experience being out there with the guys for the first time during the training camp process. So I'm really excited about the wide receiver position this year.
Yeah, most definitely. We got the depth there. I think just really with the depth, that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited the fact that we actually have depth. And I want to see if that fixes. Do you think us having depth this year is going to actually fix our second half of the season? You see, or was that even the reason we were falling off second half of the season? Like, why do we start out 6-2, 6-3, whatever the case may be, but end up 8-8, 7-9? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
you think that's due to the depth. You think the depth this year is going to change that?
Okay, so we do have an update, y'all. According to Raider Legacy, The Raiders have signed free agent running back Bo Scarborough. That the team announced it in correspondence move. The Raiders have waived tackle Devery Hamilton. So yeah, according to Raiders Legacy, and it's just tweeted out by Levi Damian that the Raiders have signed Bo Scarborough.
What? Why?
Another running back that's going to be in the running back competition. I don't know about this one. I do not know about this one.
Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, if we did, I don't know why. Like you said,
yeah, it's according to I don't know if you got Levi Damian on Twitter. He's part of Raiders Wire, and they saying Raiders signs Bo Scarborough.
I mean,
not really too much. I mean, I know about him, but he bounced around a lot.
Yeah, he went to Alabama, right?
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
He's an Alabama guy. So what? We got 3 Alabama running backs now.
I don't know what Drake and Jacobs is trying to do, man. Yeah, he did go to Alabama. He's 6'1", he's 236 pounds.
Yeah, he's a bruiser. Alabama. He's a bruiser. I mean, is that a sign that Raiders ain't cutting it? Is that a sign Raiders is going to practice squad and we're going to bring in Bo for that third spot? What are we doing? What do you think?
It's just going to be he's been on a few teams though. He's been the Detroit Lions, the Cowboys, the Seattle Seahawks. We see that we signed. I mean, I don't know if it's a good pickup or not because he bounced around a lot.
Yeah.
He bounced around a lot. So I don't know. We got to see what he could do in training camp, but we did waive Devery Hamilton, which was a tackle. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what he could do on this football system. So it brings up the question now. Do y'all think that Jalen Richard is gone now?
I don't think Bo could even I don't think Bo could take his job, not at all.
I mean, I don't really know Scarborough's stats like that because he hasn't really been a starter in this league. I know he had a great career at Alabama that made him a good running back coming out the draft, but I have not seen anything that makes me like, oh wow, that wows me.
Yeah, no, he's not anything like that. He's not anything like that. So he might not even be on the team once the season starts.
Yeah, the Raiders just tweeted it out. It's official.
Okay, so yeah, I don't even think he's going to be on the team when we start. Like, I don't know. I don't even see where he would fit in, or why we would even need him.
I don't know either, man. I don't know, but I will have a video out there breaking down the whole Scarborough signing and the release of Devery Hamilton. We'll see more about that. Chronicles of the Black Hole said tackling dummy. He has a lot to do with the scheme fit too. Dustin White says. Cool Cap 75 says that Richard is going at the end of the season unless his cap is too high. They said actually his NFL stats is not bad. So speaking of Scarborough, let's look up his stats then if that's the case, because I know he's played at Alabama. I know he had a great year at Alabama, but Bo Scarborough stats. So according to, I'm gonna go to Pro Football Reference because I usually get all my stats there. So according to Pro Football Reference, he played 1 year with Detroit in 6 games. He had 89 versus 377 yards, 1 TD. And he barely played last year for the Seattle Seahawks. So I don't know what you mean about good stats as an NFL player.
Like I said, I don't really see anything. I don't really see anything when it comes to that signing. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm not.
You have Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake. Like, why would you need a Bo Scarborough? Like, doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute to playing time to me. Like, you're not going to see that man play. You're not going to see that man taking snaps. Right. You're not going to take snaps.
I think he might take snaps, but he's going to be a camp body. He's probably gonna take some
I'm
snaps
talking about
in
like
training
when the
camp.
season. I'm talking about like in the season.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's
Probably
not he's not taking snaps from Drake and Jacobs. Like there's no way. There's no way you're like, okay, I'm not gonna run Jacobs. I'm not gonna run Drake. I'm gonna throw out Bo. Like that don't make sense to me. I just don't see why we would do that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this signing at all. I'm not a big fan of it. But if he's physical and it kind of helps out, with Josh Jacobs not being healthy, and then if Drake something happens, God forbid something happened to Drake, then you might can play him there. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah,
but I am gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not really reading too much into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I won't really read too much into it. We picked up another running back. Rashard got hurt. That's all I'll say. We had to get somebody that could probably replace Rashard, so we went and pick somebody up. That's pretty much what I'll say about it. It's what's interesting though is that Theo Riddick just happens to retire, and then all of a sudden Rashard gets hurt as well. So
right. So now they have to pick up a back.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mr. Nick says he's averaged over 5 yards a carry 1 year and 4 in the other seasons. 24 years old. We're talking a Rashard replacement. I like it. I mean, if he's only 24 years old, I mean, he's still pretty young. So he probably still got some legs, but he just a cool cat that he's both Scott is a poor man's LeGarrette Blount.
I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that 100. I agree with that 100%. Cool cat 100% right to me. That's exactly what I would say. My thing is, if we're getting somebody to replace a Theo Riddick or a Jalen Rashard, then why would we get Bo? He's nothing like them.
Right.
He's not even close to a Rashard or a Theo Riddick. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what direction we're going with that.
Yeah, I'm not too big on this, Sonny, but I will have more information on that once I upload a video talking about Bo Scarborough, because I have to upload the videos as well. But I want to thank so much for Raid the Tape coming on last minute, talking Raiders for me, man. I've been on here for 2 hours. I was supposed to been off this joint, but once we get to talking about Raiders talk, if things happen, that's what it is, man. So if y'all have not subscribed to Raid the Tape, make sure y'all go do that right now. The guy has grown his channel so quickly. It's one of the fastest that I've seen in a long, long time. Last question that we're going to ask that's going to be answered here. So what, he plays behind Leatherwood too? I don't think Scarborough played. Did he play behind Leatherwood? Probably did. So. I mean, he only been in the league, what, 2 or 3 years? So he probably played behind Leatherwood. Probably 1 year he probably
maybe
did.
maybe 1 year.
Maybe 1 year, but make sure y'all go subscribe to him. Find him on Instagram at Raid the Tape. If you want film breakdown and break down to the core, go subscribe to Raid the Tape, man. He have all your latest news as well. But I thank you, bro, for coming on. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you sending the link, man. I've been trying to hop on here, talk to you for a minute. I'm glad to see you back out here, man. I'll shoot you a little DM or something just to keep up with you. Make sure you're on toes. Just to check in, you know what I mean? Make sure people's is cool. If they needed somebody to talk to, whatever the case may be, man. But I'm glad to see you back out here hustling, putting in that work. I know you was doing other work too, but you back out here, man. So that's all I wanted to see, and I wanted to come talk to you, man, and we had to chop it up, bro.
Yes, and they actually said Raid the Tape and Raider Honchos are the rookies of the year. Call it like you see it, man. Call it like you see it. But I appreciate all y'all coming in, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Another training camp recap. We out of here, bro. Ray, I'll hit you up later on, bro. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate it, yo. Raiders.
Dusty, hit me up, man. We might have to do the Seahawks and Raiders preseason game together if you're up to it.
Yes, sir, bro. We on it, man. We on it. Let's just talk. Let's chop game. You know how to reach me, man. Let's do this. I'm ready.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
I appreciate it, man. Out.
All right. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, y'all. We're out of here. Another 2-hour banger for y'all. Comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time being at the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, y'all. It's the Spotlight Raiders Talk. I love y'all lots. And make sure y'all go to Spotlight Sports Gear, spotlightsportsgear.com, and go get your merch 15% off till tomorrow, which is August 7th. Comment, like, and subscribe. We're out of here, y'all. Peace.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.